My name is Leon Smith, and I'm testifying on behalf of Citizens for Juvenile Justice in support of House 1826 and Senate 920. CfJJ's mission is statewide systemic reform to achieve equitable youth justice. And when I look at the landscape of the Commonwealth legal system, I'm hard-pressed to find any aspect more in need of reform than our system's current approach to older adolescents between 18 and 20 years old. What we're doing with this population simply is not working. Their outcomes are the single biggest failure in our criminal justice system as we spend the most money and get the worst outcomes. More than 3 in 4 young people between 18 and 20 are rearraigned, and more than half are reconvicted in the adult system. The harm of this systemic failure impacts Black and brown young people the most, with Black youth in this age group more than 3 times as likely, and Hispanic youth nearly twice as likely to be incarcerated in the adult system as their white counterparts. When a system fails young people at such a rate, we cannot continue on the same path. We have to take a different and better approach, and that lies in the Massachusetts juvenile justice system, where you have a cohort of older adolescents who are served until their 21st birthday with significantly lower rates of recidivism. In 2019, I had the privilege of serving on the Commonwealth's Emerging Adult Justice Task Force, chaired by Senator Cream and Rep. Tucker. For nearly a year, we heard from local and national experts and were presented research on the best approaches to this population. The task force's report found that young people emerging into adulthood are at a distinct developmental stage where they have great potential for rehabilitation, that they're not appropriately served in the adult system as evidenced by their high recidivism rate, that the collateral consequences of adult system involvement uniquely and detrimentally impact them, limiting their ability to rehabilitate and stifling their future, that this population would benefit from the approach and services of the Department of Youth Services, and that a declining juvenile court caseload creates the potential to include these emerging young people in the juvenile system. All these points speak volumes, but that last point is especially key. We have the capacity to do this. Since 2013, when 17-year-olds were brought into the juvenile system, juvenile arrests have declined by 65%, with faster declines in violent and property crime rates than the national average. The total number of juvenile court cases, child welfare, CRA, delinquency, and youthful offenders have steadily declined since that time, with a 39% decrease in juvenile court filings through fiscal year 2020. Delinquency and youthful offender arraignments alone fell by 61% since that time period. With juvenile crime continuing to plummet, the system, the courts, and the Department of Youth Services now have the capacity to absorb this population of 18 to 20-year-olds. Even with full implementation of 18 through 20, the caseloads at all stages of the juvenile system would still be lower than the caseloads of the years prior to 2013. As always is the case with change, there will be those who will say that this can't be done, but the data and the research show that that is untrue. We can do this. Our young people emerging into adulthood deserve so much better than they're getting right now, and I implore you and the legislature to do better by them and favorably report House 1826 and Senate 920 out of committee.